Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Leigh Fuge, and in this video today we're going to be taking a look at the Chevtone Effects Preacher Drive. So if you're unfamiliar with who Chevtone Effects are, they are a one-man operation from the UK. They're headed up and everything is done by a guy called Adam, who is a fantastic pedal builder. The Preacher Drive is a low gain overdrive, and it sort of sits somewhere between a Tweed amp and a cranked JTM45. So it does everything from a sort of clean boost amp pushing type thing right up to some vintage bluesy rock tones. So you're not going to get any screaming metal tones out of this thing, but if you want a really nice crunch or bite for your blues licks, this is a fantastic pedal to check out. So I do have to say, before we get too deep in the video, I have been paid for this video and I have been given this pedal by Adam, but this does not impact the content of this video whatsoever. So back to the matter at hand, the Preacher Drive, like all of the stuff Adam builds, is super high quality. So I've already featured two of his other pedals on the channel, which is the Messiah Drive and the Honeyburst Overdrive. Both of these are incredible units, and this is no different. Adam actually comes from an automotive background, so if you really want to get geeky about how these things are built, the quality control and the components that go into these are rigorously tested. He uses the highest quality components. He's using a mixture of like NOS components and some modern stuff, and it's super, super high end. A lot of the components are actually oversized compared to what you normally see in a pedal. It sort of resembles what you'd expect a vintage tube amp to look like on the inside. So everything that goes into this pedal is hand selected, hand tested, and the entire unit is hand built. You've got super high quality paper and oil capacitors, you've got silver mica capacitors, nitric jacks, everything is of the highest standard possible. So on top of the Preacher Drive there are 4 knobs, and each one is very simple. So we've got volume, which obviously controls the volume of the pedal, gain, which controls the gain, tone, which controls the tone. Obviously the higher we push that, the brighter it gets. But the really interesting feature is this one here, the shape knob. So what the shape does is it is essentially like a mid-focus knob. So this is what gives us that variance between a Tweed style amp and a JTM45 style amp. So if we turn this all the way to what we would typically see as 0, we're sort of in this tweedy American voice. The mids are slightly different, so there's a bit less mid prominence, bit more lows and a bit more of the highs. And then as we sort of bring this around to the 10 position, we start bringing that pushed mid-range British amp flavor into the mix. So it's really cool because you can dial this anywhere from sort of typical American tweed right up to those screaming British stacks. With the shape knob all the way down, it kind of creates the illusion that there's a little bit less gain. Even though the gain control might be maxed, there's definitely more perceived gain with it in the British side. This is just because of the way the mids are sort of pushing, so you get a bit more of a biting, sort of cleaner drive sound compared to a sort of more roaring British rock sound. So let's get this thing plugged in and see what it sounds like. For this video, I'm using my Shergold Guitars Provocateur. This is a really versatile guitar with a humbucker and a P90. And the pedal is plugged straight into the Blackstar Studio 10 6L6 that you can see behind me there, which is mic'd up with the Lewitt Audio LCT 440 condenser mic. The amp's running on the clean channel, and there's a little bit of reverb on the amp as well, just for some space. So we're going to start out with everything on the pedal at 12 o'clock. As you can see here, here's how it sounds. So you can instantly hear that even on halfway, there's not a ton of gain there. It's definitely got that sort of amp pushing characteristic. Now, the first thing I want to explore is the range of gain available. So I'm just going to crank the gain up a little bit now, and we'll see how that sounds on 3/4 of the way. So right now I'm in that direct center position with both the tone and the shape knob. So we're kind of getting this blend of British and American flavor. Let's go all the way with the gain. So you can see even with the gain maxed, there's not a ton of it there. This is definitely more suited to those players who want that lower to mid gain sound. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So as we push the shape control all the way down, I'm just going to bring the gain back a bit and give the volume a bit of a kick. We're going to get a bit more of that tweed amp sound now. So if you wanted to dial in a quite clean but kind of high headroom tweedy sound, what you could do is bring the gain right down and bring the volume up. Now this could be used as a boost as well. So if you were playing a lead and you kind of wanted your guitar solo to take on a bit of a different characteristic, you could use these kind of settings and it would just give the tone a subtle little shift. Also really useful as a tone shaping pedal. So with the gain very low, we're kind of in clean boost territory. We're just getting a little bit of breakup. I'm going to play a bit and move that shape control from left to right, so you can kind of hear that shift from the American tweed to the JTM45 style sound. So you can hear that tone gets a lot warmer and a lot more kind of mid-pushed as we go along. Now if you wanted to dial in a bit of a brighter JTM sound, you could keep it in that position with the shape but bring the tone up to compensate. So let's compare the higher gain sounds in this pedal now. So I'm just going to crank the gain and we'll take a listen to a high gain JTM style, then we'll go to the middle position and then a high gain Tweed. So again, super versatile. There's something in there for everyone. Now the tone control plays a big part in this as well. Depending on which side of the shape control we're on, we may want more top or more bottom end. So I'm just going to do that again. I'm going to play a little bit with the shape all the way to the American side, go through the whole range of the tone control, flip it to the British side, and then go through the whole range of the tone control there. So you can kind of see the contrast between the two sides. So we'll start off with a fully darkened American style Tweed, and then we'll move it as we go. So there's a huge range of tonal possibilities available between just the tone and the shape control. You can really get the perfect blend between a bright or a dark American or British amp, or you can kind of sit somewhere in the middle. Now where I think this pedal is really interesting is when you kind of set it to these not quite full gain but almost full gain sounds with the shape sort of just edging on the American side. So there you go, guys. There is the Preacher Drive by Chevtone Effects. Like all of the stuff that Adam has built and sent me so far, I'm just as equally impressed. All 3 pedals that I've tried have been phenomenal, and this one is no exception. Each one of the 3 pedals has its own kind of different vibe. So the Preacher being the lowest gain one, this one I really love because it's got all those kind of tone shaping and boosting possibilities that for me is just a great style of pedal. I love to have those low gain options available to me. Then you've got the Honeyburst, which is also a demo on the channel of, which is linked in the top corner right now. That is what he describes as like your tube amp's best friend. So think of like a tube screamer-ish kind of thing, great for pushing your amp. Can get a bit fuzzy as well, which is a lot of fun. And then the other one you've got is the Messiah Drive, which is also on the channel, also linked in the top corner, is basically like a Marshall in a box. That's a fantastic pedal. In fact, one of the best drive pedals I've played in a long time. It's instantly that kind of, you know, pushed plexi JTM800 kind of thing. Amazing. So yeah, everything Adam does is fantastic. So I really urge you guys to go check out Chevtone Effects right now. There's some links down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys thought about the sounds of the Preacher Drive. I'd love to hear what your favorite settings were in the video, and if there's anything that you think you could hear this pedal doing, I'd love to hear what you guys think. While you're down there leaving a comment, don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button, because that really helps me out. It helps me to keep growing the channel as well. And also check out Adam as well. Like I said, Chevtone Effects, the links are down below. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you very soon.